these two players are going to do. In the upper right, in the green, he is
Jin Air Green Wings Cure.
his opponent here in the bottom left, in the red. He is
SK Telecom T1 Innovation.
One game away from that finals.
Yep.
Against his new teammate. Feels like it's not really a team kill, you know, as these two haven't been training together for very long.
Yeah.
But, you know, SKT wins no matter what if he's able to win this game. So we do see actually Cures, if I'm not mistaken, since game one, his first gas first. Innovation's been doing it every game except the previous one, so no surprise there. But Cures been playing a little bit more conservatively, a little bit more economic. So a bit of a surprise to see him do this again.
Some love there for Innovation.
Yeah.
Really cool to see Innovation might be going into a GSL Finals.
Yeah.
This guy was doing so well for a while. And I don't want to say that he fell off, but he just was nowhere near as godlike as he was earlier on.
Sure.
And he wasn't winning as much stuff. So this is exciting, especially if we have an Innovation versus Sue Finals.
Well, when he joined Acer for a while, there was a lot of discussion about his slump. We even saw it earlier in our video. You know, this discussion about this. Everyone's wondering what happened to him, you know. Oh, drink that hot 6. It's good for you.
We get that free down here, guys.
Yeah.
Cracked under the pressure there.
I feel like he's back to form. I mean, obviously he's in the round of 4 GSLs. It's, you know, how much more back
he's
to
not
form
doing
can
too
he
bad.
be?
Oh, you have
No
the SCV
coincidence.
checking out here. Kier wants to check and make sure there wasn't anything proxied here.
Yeah, that's always a scary moment when your opponent's just one win away on a 2-player map. He might just proxy you.
Yep.
Be careful about that. Both late scouts actually on this map. Innovation also checking for proxies now. And both going into double gas. Factors finishing up at the exact same moment here. Difference being a Reaper was made actually for Cure, whereas Innovation decided not to do that. Really get those mixed up. Yeah, it was Innovation who made the Reaper. Sorry about that.
Well, again, it's going to be a bit passive here for the openers. We're waiting on that tech lab there that's going to be made. The starport will be put on that. Wow, I really am wondering if Sue can win this GSL 4 times in a row. What a crazy story that is if he finally wins in his 4th time. Or, you know, what's even crazier, what if he loses again?
Yeah, that
has
becomes
to try to do it
the calm
over.
story, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
We had a couple players that were known for getting 2nd place. Players like Yellow.
Yep.
Players like Stork.
Yes. And it's funny because I feel like Marine King is most famous for getting 2nd, but he never had as much, you know, he never been to the finals as many times as Sue had. So never back-to-back either.
Yeah, well, when Marine King was getting 2nd, that's right when GSL was out, so the show was pretty hot. But if you look at overall the number of finals Marine King was in, yeah, he wasn't in anywhere near as many for that to be considered.
Yeah.
Considering how long the show's been around, it's been around for over 4 years.
We got a feel for Sue, but this could be his season. That Reaper gets a good scout on the cloak. That's a good sack right there. That's so important. Now he gets a Raven. Innovation just plays these openers so safe.
Well, I like it because it's a very reactive one-base style. He's not going to get cheesed by anything. If his opponent's too greedy, he probably has something he can do to go across the map and try to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, you see the Viking out here actually trying to just intercept where the Banshee might be. And he's got this pretty well timed out. And so he's actually going to send the Viking back down. Since the Banshee went for the safest possible route, although it is a little bit longer.
Yeah. And, I mean, he's taking it the safest route. He's maybe going to try to come in here and surprise him at the natural. Oh, look at this. How is he going to go check for it? God, Innovation is so safe and so smart.
Yeah, he's so on top of everything. I don't think he saw that, though.
Yeah, he needs to go over here. Maybe the Banshee cloaked right before he saw it?
No.
Well, this is actually going to hurt him a lot.
Okay, he's trying to catch the Banshee Well, it's over, would be over in the center left, but it's not there.
Yeah, this definitely hurts. He got a bit greedy on that. Funny to describe it as greedy, but I would call that greedy.
Okay, well, the Viking is in pursuit right now of this Banshee.
He could actually delay the CC, maybe. Oh!
Nice.
Nicely done. Oh my god, it's at like 99.9%. Now he's out of position again. The Banshee comes over here. Innovation has lost these games often in the early game where he's just not prepared for drops harassment.
Yeah, and this
Look at
Banshee's
this.
coming in here again now, and I notice he immediately pulls away. He doesn't want to get followed by the Raven and the Vikings there.
For a scouted cloak, that's a lot of damage. Delaying that CC and getting 9 worker kills.
Yeah, this could be another game that Cure could certainly win. He could certainly come out on top of it. You know, even when you know Banshees are coming, it's really hard to stop because if they just get into any good position at all, the amount of damage they can do is insane.
Well, he made the choice, and this is why I described it as greedy, was to try to kill the Banshee before it could do anything, rather than just keeping the Raven in the mineral line where he would deflect it no matter what, and Banshee might like get 1 or 2 kills. He was just trying to stop it first, and that's, you know, it's a smart choice, but he just didn't quite work out. He checked with his Hellions even, just didn't happen to see. Yeah, that armory coming up, the blue flame. He's playing it just like normal. We'll see the factories added here in just a second. It's actually getting this blue flame a little bit quicker before the factories are done.
Okay, the Hellions are bunched up right now over by the watchtower. Cure is doing a good job just keeping his lead. It's not a tremendous lead, but it is a lead.
Yeah.
Cure needs all the help he can get right now. Stim's about halfway done. And it looks to me like we're going to have Innovation going for Mech again here.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, this is a little bit greedy here. Considering he knows Banshees are on the map, he's going to just run out there and try to nab that. So, let's see. This is a Banshee at the bottom right, correct?
I believe so. Based on the movement speed, I think you're right.
Yep, there it is.
And it's that one that got 3 kills. But look at this. He's got the Raven right over here. He knows the one way he can lose a CC. Oh, he just barely misses it again.
Wow.
Okay, he needs to react here. Well, he's going to lose that SCV for sure, but I think the Banshee will die. Maybe take 1 or 2 more SCVs with her. Turret's
And
there.
there we go. Okay, so that Banshee is taken out.
Delayed a CC. Got 2 kills. All right.
You can see that Innovation's being vigilant about whether or not Cure takes a third base of his own. Now, notice this. Cure's taking the third base that's closer to the middle of the map, and this is pretty smart because Cure's probably going to be pushing in this situation. He has a smaller lead. I shouldn't have. That doesn't make any sense. He has a slight lead.
Yeah.
Plus, the distance now between Cure's third base and Innovation's third base is not that far. Innovation can't counterattack with the Hellions as easily as if, let's say, Cure took the base at the top, the most natural base to take up there. So, normally we see Terrans expand like this against Zerg players so they can keep pushing aggressively and still run back and defend their base. And we're going to have Cure do this against Innovation in this situation. Let's see if it's effective.
There aren't really any medevacs out right now for Innovation, so he can't do what he normally does to harass with his...
Oh, this is funny.
Oh, this is actually really strange. He's going to be able to push this back. He's actually even landing his Vikings, but attacking into this I think would be a mistake, even without medevacs. With the amount of Hellbats he's got there with Blue Flame, and this tank's already set up defensively, plus now the sensor tower, he's never going to surprise Innovation here. I don't think Innovation has anything to worry about. Let's see what he decides to do instead. He may just sit back a little bit defensively, continue to get his upgrades up. But he didn't have his double E-base as quickly this time, so he doesn't have the same upgrade lead we've seen in previous games. So it's just something else to consider.
Yep, 130 supply to 105.
The big deal here is the SCV deficit, I feel. 66 to 51 workers. That's what Cure really has going for him right now.
Yeah, and I don't see Innovation coming in anytime soon and doing a lot of damage to workers.
Yeah.
He's basically just sitting back. He's prepared. He has, some medevacs, the Hellbats to drop on the tanks. He has his own tanks in siege mode. And he's got, for instance, even flying structures out here to spot for drops. But I don't see any way that Innovation suddenly comes in here and gets a worker lead. So right now it's an uphill battle here for Innovation. He's just got to keep cranking out units and hope that, when he starts to slowly catch up, that maybe through a better engagement he can come out ahead with the lead.
He's really hoping for that late game engagement where eventually he's able to max out too, because the game does cap at 200 supply. So eventually, even if he has a worse economy, he will get to that max out, and hopefully he could take enough definite engagements where he wins the fight and can continue to push forward, that he can take that momentum and push it forward, similar to what we've seen him do in previous wins in this series itself. So he's got to be patient here.
Starting to move out now.
Windows.
And this is going to be a very telling moment right now, because if Innovation handles this engagement well, this game actually will start to balance out.
Yeah. Look at the worker count. He's already 66 to 69.
Yeah. But if it goes poorly, and don't forget, this does not look that different from the other game we just saw previous to this.
Yep.
Where Kira was actually right outside of the third base. He was pushing in. He actually had 2 angles of attack, just like he has now. And the soft contain ends. He decides to back up now. I think he's not entirely sure how he should engage. And even like the last game, by the way, guys, Kira was taking a 4th base.
Yeah.
In like almost this exact moment. And it looks like we're going to go from soft contain to a hard contain. He's going to go set up siege tanks and turrets.
Turrets are
start
good.
making structures here.
Turrets are good against the Innovation style, where he's so dependent on these medevac drops and these Vikings.
Yeah.
I really like this. Say you have 4 or 5 turrets, that becomes, you have to be a little bit more careful. Even able to come over here, tries to pick up one of these units. Too many siege tanks on the other side of that Debris. Debris.
The Debris. So he regroups again. Innovation's basically caught up, guys. See the supplies?
Yeah.
And remember, there's that mech army here. Also, the +1/+1 there for Cure is about to get done. Okay, he's tearing down these rocks. Is he going to try to push in here? There's a really nice concave with those siege tanks. Look at that. Yeah, that is really scary.
Only has 1 turret here, oddly enough. I would have expected more, especially considering he's got a lot of minerals. But I guess he's just more concerned about detection. All right, this is going to be a big engagement here. This could be deciding our finalist here for the GSL.
Okay, he's going to come up now. He's sieging up now. Notice he's going to get the edge of the tanks here. Because of the way they're shaped, he can actually go around to the far sides.
Yeah, he's just picking off the edge of the arc. Well, this actually opens up a counterattack path over here. Cure's going to try to come in here, and this forces Innovation to react. Gets that sensor tower, so now Innovation doesn't know exactly where Cure's units are positioned because he doesn't have vision of it anymore. He has to keep scanning, as you can see here.
Ooh, I don't know about this, actually.
Yeah, he's going to the half-pipe.
This is a little bit scary. He's going to come up here now.
Good PDD.
I think Cure is actually okay for now.
They traded fairly evenly.
Yeah. Now there's almost no infantry there. Oh, no, you know what? Scratch that. There's actually more coming down here from the top.
Yeah,
I just saw this little force down here on the bottom. I think we might actually end up going to the final game here, Wolfie.
Well, let's wait and see.
I mean, Cure's handling this pretty well. I don't see how Innovation can get a 4th base.
It's going to be basically impossible. I mean, the only one he could take reasonably is the one on the bottom right. He's going to have to lift this one right now, or he's going to lose it. Okay, drops on top of these units, saves it for now, takes a good trade. Cure can replace his bio so easily. He's got so many mules. He's got now a 5th base up at the top left to drop mules over there. He's got basically infinity money in minerals. Another engagement here, dropping right on top of that bio. He's going to try to break this.
Can he actually do this, though? We have more reinforcements for Cure coming down here from the top. Yeah, that got totally Shrek'd.
Shrek'd, man.
Shrek'd, man.
Oh, you're going to lose that Thor.
Reno. Thor's now taken out.
He just doesn't have the pushing power to continue moving forward. Yeah, he can trade evenly, but then what happens after that?
This gold base area that Cure is holding, it's really awkward for Innovation to actually break.
It's almost like he should just decide to move up to the left side of the map, but if he does that, he leaves his bases open to bio-based attacks to the bottom right. So this is like the only way he could safely defend and push at, but this arc that Cure set up here at the gold base, like you said, is just such a great position. He's just got these watchtowers. He's just constantly, surveying the map. This 4th base is going to take the bottom right is so late. Cure's got 5 bases up, 6 command centers, 7, 8, 9. He's just racking them up.
He could start just landing mules.
That's what he's doing. Might want to throw away some SCVs fairly soon, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-2 for Mech right now. For Cure is coming here, which is making his tanks, able to contest the tanks of Innovation.
All right, Seeker Missile gets queued. And he's going to hit those tanks, but at the cost of some of his Vikings.
Oh my God, Cure is so ahead.
If he loses vision, that's going to be game over. If he loses vision, that's it, man. You can't ever push through there without that.
Wow.
I think that might be it.
Yeah, that should be it. This should put it at 3-3, which is unreal unless a miracle occurs right now. I don't know how on earth.
Well, these Vikings are right under turret fire for some reason. That could be the miracle Innovation needs.
Innovation now going to push out.
Yeah, and
Cure's on the run.
He's got
Cure's
these,
on
Medivacs.
siege mode.
He's trying to push his way forward here. He's got a lot of sieged up tanks right now. He's trying to make his way through,
God,
but it's
are
just
you
not.
kidding me?
Is it enough?
Yeah, that's enough. He's going to get up there with those helmets. Look, he did it.
Wow, he really did.
Now, I have to say I'm a bit surprised that Cure had unsieged and tried to run there.
Yeah, why not fight in the engagement position
the
that
thing
he's
is,
had?
You're better off just fighting and losing everything because you have so much money, so many bases, so many potential mules to land. You can remake your entire army again and push out. So that was definitely good for Innovation there.
He's trying to remax. His bank disappeared in seconds. He's making 5 Mirars at a time.
They're actually even in supply now.
Yeah. And Innovation does have that base at the bottom right. He's going to want to set up those gases pretty soon. He may even want to lift his main to the base that's right above his main base pretty soon too, because he's going to want to start getting those extra resources, utilize those command centers he's got. Oh, that Thor shot was so sexy. Ooh, he's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah,
there.
that's a lot of damage. Okay, Innovation's now going to move out. You can see Cure going to try to get it set up here so that he can do the optimal amount of damage. Also with a small army over here to the left. Maybe to stim and run in right when siege mode starts.
He's lost his medevacs, so that makes his engagements, just his hard engagements where he's just going to run in, so much harder to execute because he can't drop Hellbats, and that was the problem that he had with those Vikings.
I can't believe this game is still going on, considering that this was 5 base to 3 with Cure having the Catane. And Innovation, he's a tenacious guy. He's going to come around here now.
All right, he's going to try to get set up here at this base.
Now, again, it's not easy for him to leave this area with no medevacs.
Notice that Cure just doesn't care. He's not even going to attempt to hold this base.
He probably will float that to the gold base.
He has so many other bases. This base doesn't even matter to him. Look at all the scans he has with all these orbitals, too. He's got a spotlight on Innovation.
He's basically got map hacks at this point.
Yeah.
So he's going to back up there. Innovation still trying to stabilize in this game. Cure is in a great spot. He has the ability to get so many more resources for the time being.
If Cure wins one fight, he wins the game. Innovation has to win a series of fights.
Well said, Wolf. Yeah, that's exactly right.
He has to win a series of fights carefully as he moves across the map, slowly but steadily. Oh, he's so indecisive here. He's not sure if he wants to turn around because there's a big Bioforce. Or actually, no, it's a force of unsieged tanks moving around the bottom right. They're going to take out his base pretty easily. We may actually have some sort of base swap scenario here. We'll see. Okay, he's going to send half of his army home. And that base isn't going to last much longer.
Innovation is branching out now. Don't forget, Innovation, if he loses this 4th base at the bottom right, he's going to be pretty much out of minerals. The other bases should be mined out, considering that Terran can land mules, and this game's been going on for nearly 30 minutes
There's
now.
a big engagement over here. Auto turrets dropped on top of siege tanks. They're not getting a very good trade, but can he siege up here on top of the ramp? He needs to get up that ramp.
Now, this is right where a lot of the production is, which makes it very difficult. Okay, we have one Seeker missile coming down here now.
Okay. There's a lot of...
There's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, there really is, but what's all that stuff over at the gold base? There is a sensor turret. Are those tanks? You might want to go ahead and move those, because
I'm not
those
sure.
are sitting ducks over there right now.
I think it's sensor towers and just turrets. Okay, well, he's coming up here now, and this is really difficult to get rid of these siege tanks.
They're in such a great spot.
Yeah.
They really just zone everything
nice.
off. And these Vikings as well.
Took out a command center there.
You need to be careful with these tanks, though. Okay.
Oh, he's just going to bum rush it.
Oh, he's losing those Vikings now. Seeker missiles going down. I think Cure is starting to stabilize here. And Innovation's got nothing to fall back to.
Now, Innovation is going for the gold base right now. Supply-wise, Cure is clearly the stronger player. He's nearly maxed out.
Great hits there on those siege tanks.
Now, if he could maybe siege up and try to take out that planetary. You see tanks here of Cure. All of his tanks are actually pushing the bottom, which looks a little bit funny since it's just tanks and nothing else to accompany it.
He's killing all those SCVs. This is just Innovation trying to really outmaneuver his opponent, and he's quite good at that. And look at this, he's going to get
trying
these
to
tanks.
force a win. But it is possible for Innovation to win here. He has the gold base. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's burning down.
It's burning down.
Oh no!
Oh, what is this Banshee? This Banshee could cause some serious problems too.
Okay, he's repairing the command center.
Whew. I think with these Banshees here, I don't think he can win. The Banshees will actually finish him off here. He's got way too much air. He's going to snipe the Vikings. The Banshees will kill him.
He's making 2 Thors. There's turrets over here. Let's see if he can hold this position.
I just don't think he has enough time, Tasteless. That Widowmine! Such a great hit there!
Jesus.
If he only had a Thor nearby, it'd be so good for him. But look at how much damage these Banshees alone are doing right now. Don't even count the bio.
Okay, he has to run up by that turret. Siege up over here.
So much bio on the ground down
now,
there.
He's getting a very good income here. Oh my god, that's going to be so much damage.
Value.
No.
Yeah, and he's just taking so much Banshee damage right now. There's no answer
Where
to
are
this
the Thors?
whatsoever.
They should be out now.
They're walking slowly across. They're waddling, Tasteless, out of that base
there
over
they
there.
are. He needs those to get over there. If the tanks had stayed alive, this would be a different game.
I think this is the nail in the coffin here.
Yeah.
This is to end this game. Dropping the mules.
We know that. Cure knows that, and I'm pretty sure that Innovation knows that. He's going to lose this gold base. The base south of this, no more minerals there. GG. We're going
to game
number 7. Unbelievable. The
2
other
semifinals in a row goes to 7.
Is just as sick. Are you kidding me?
Well, that was a really nice last stand there by Innovation. A great showing of his control over the matchup when it comes to, how he's able to outmaneuver his opponent. He basically had like 3 or 4 bases down. He was 3 or 4 bases down, had no money really coming in, but was still able to just keep Cure on his back legs, through the last part of that game. Keep him on the defensive, controlling that last moment, but eventually ran out of steam. Those siege tanks that went down the bottom right were just too much for him.
Innovation did play very well that game, though. I mean, talk about fighting back. I think what Innovation needs here is to just have a strong start. If he can just have a strong start, he should be fine. Yeah. Now, of course, it's the final map, so what strategies do you pull out here now?
That's the question.
Cure is if he wins this, he's 1 best of 7 away from becoming a GSL Royal Rotor. And this is the only chance he has to be a Royal Rotor.
Yeah.
Because you can only be a Royal Rotor if you came through the GSL the first time you were ever in it and won.
Yeah, there's only 1 chance in your whole lifetime to do that. So, this is the Game 7 on Deadwing, the map that both players actually had the worst stats on overall out of all the maps we had to look at.
And definitely a weird map. A lot of different stuff could happen here for TBT.
Yeah, a lot of secondary ramps. Big map. It's large. If you get cross spawns, we could have a really long macro game. There's a lot of terrain on the map as well to use with or against your opponent.
There's so many things that could happen here on this map.
It's a sick final map. I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah, me too. So far, Innovation's been using pretty much the same build every time, with the exception of the Nimbus game. Just going for a quick gas and a starport. Let's see what he does now. Cure has been sticking with Bio Tank the entire series. Some success, but not always. Innovation going for mech and making it work. What a treat. I mean, very rarely do you end up with two
semis going to 7.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen.
Could not be closer.
Somebody find me a tournament that happened where that happened. Both semis went to Game 7.
I mean, at this point in time, I don't know who's going to win. I started out today leaning more towards Cure, but now I'm going more for Innovation. I think
started with Innovation
a little bit better.
I was really impressed with Cure today. I still think he could do it, but I gotta go with Innovation as well here in game number 7. Yeah. Feels like a map that suits his style, and it's like like we said, if he has a good start, it looks like he should be able to finish it.
One of these 2 players